two-time defending champs, Germany, and the host nation at the same time. Along with Tony DeCicco and Brandy Chastain, I'm Bombly. The journey has been remarkable for both sides. The United States, tactically, if not emotionally, you would think is by far the favorite tonight.
Well, they are the #1 ranked team in the world, and they've shown their class as the quarterfinals and semifinals have come along. They still are not clicking on all cylinders, and I think tonight we see their best.
Well, Japan has a formula for victory, and I give credit to Nozoru Sasaki for creating that. They possess the ball. They look for their half chances. They're playing with more fight in their game, and they're finding ways to win.
Well, to address that Japanese team, there's a change, certainly, at least one and perhaps more, in the U.S. starting lineup. Bob Holtzman, who has been covering this U.S. team for several months and moved in every step of the way here in Germany. Bob, what is the latest?
Well, Bob, Amy Rodriguez has started all 5 games in this tournament. She has not scored, and she will not start tonight. Lauren Cheney will start at forward instead. This is a move that Pia Sundhage told me she was thinking about 10 days ago, before the quarterfinal against Brazil. Not long ago, I asked her why she decided to make the move tonight.
We need to keep possession, and I think with Abby and Lauren Cheney up top, that's the best way to keep possession, and it will be good to have 2 fast players coming off the bench, so that's the main reason.
Lauren Cheney has proven she's extremely flexible, plays a number of different positions in this tournament. How specifically will you use her?
Well, hopefully she will play in front of the back line, but also behind, because we need to stretch them out so that diagonal run, if Abby doesn't do that, she needs to do that. So those 2 work together will be crucial today.
Now, if you read between the lines on what Sundhage said, it's very clear, and she told me this the other day, that their shape tonight will not be a 4-4-2 as they played throughout this tournament. Bob, it will look a lot more like a 4-5-1, with Cheney dropping back and basically playing a midfield position with Abby Wambach up top as the forward.
Now, we'll take a look at the tactical lineup in just a second. I want to take the emotional lineup, though. You have seen this team through so much of this tournament, the entire tournament. You saw them walk in against Brazil. They played France on a day's less rest than the French. They played so professionally in that. What did you observe tonight?
Well, Bob, this team does not get rattled by much, and I asked Sundhage what the mood was like on the bus. She said one word: phenomenal. This is a team that's really sort of followed the lead of their coach. We've seen Sundhage throughout this tournament dancing at practice, singing at news conferences. She has kept this team relaxed. They certainly appear to be relaxed and confident tonight.
Bob Holtzman, who is pitch side, will be hearing from him throughout the evening, afterwards, and certainly at halftime. All right, Tony and Brandy, let's talk about the tactical, though, and the changes with Lauren Cheney, maybe more midfielder than a forward, and Megan Rapinoe back into the starting lineup.
Well, Cheney's been a forward most of her life, so she's not going to have a problem playing up top. She drops in the midfield. She can play there as well, and I think she will be better in possession.
I think also she will do a better job at having place changing with Abby Wambach, as well as Megan Rapinoe coming central. And the diagonal run that Pia was talking about is critical against this Japanese team.
And remember, a 4-5-1 that's the defensive alignment. When you go on to attack, it's like a 4-3-3, and that gives O'Reilly and Rapinoe a little bit more license to get forward.
Well, one of the questions about Coach Pia Sundhage has been her adherence to a 4-4-2, and unwilling perhaps to come out of it as Abby Wambach is out and loosening up, having scored in 3 consecutive matches. But 4-5-1 at times, 4-4-2?
You know,
does it matter?
No, because X's and O's are just what people like to talk about on chalkboards, and they like to move things around in coaching schools. This is about players. When the whistle is blown, all of a sudden the game takes over. The cues are what the players have to read. They have to know what each other are capable of, and they have to be willing to get in and out of space as it comes.
And players will interpret the system the way they play. So I agree with Brandy. It's just semantics.
Good, Coach.
It's a rare month there.
Just semantics, but it shows. It is a change in system, and it shows the confidence that Pia Sundhage has on her team.
All right, she is a unique character, and I think that's a fair thing to say. Give me a one-word description of the Swedish-born U.S. coach.
Unconventional.
Positive. She's so positive in the way she coaches and the way she dresses her team.
A tremendous player in her own right, played in 2 World Cups and for her nation. For the course of an outstanding career, scored 71 goals, is actually commemorated. Tony, you can't have a stamp. You have to be dead 10 years in the United States.
Thank God I don't have a stamp.
Yeah. Exactly, but Pia has a stamp. And, of course, when she first took over this team, she has a real rock and roll sensibility. Players take their cues from moments like this, don't they?
Well, absolutely they do. And because she was a player and a player of such great stature, they recognize when it's time to be loose and when it's time to be focused. And she gets to deal with all the tough stuff on the sideline and let the players play.
Right. And let's say she's made a couple of crafty moves here. That 3-4-2 when they lost a player, when they lost Bueller against Brazil was a big-time move. And then replacing Lloyd, moving Cheney into the center, Rapinoe out wide was also really important against France.
And they tell the tale of U.S. soccer at the first meeting that Pia Sundhage had with her team when she took over the position. She walked in with her guitar and started singing Bob Dylan's song, The Times They Are A-Changin'.
Well, I think she was just letting them know from the get-go, things will be different, and we're going to have to work on this together, and I think that's the spirit in which she's coached this team.
She also belted out a song as well at the press conference the other day, as Abby Wambach knows her coach is a bit of a blithe spirit.
I was kind of joking with her the other day. Some of her meetings seem like they're musicals because she'll be talking and then she'll go off into a song, and you're like, what is happening here?
De säger Lasse är så liten, hela världen är så stor, så det bästa han kan göra är att stå.
A few of us players actually just found that reel just recently, and we were joking with her saying, were you on some idol show? Because you were performing and it was like a nice stage and there were lights and you had a microphone.
Now, Tony, I don't believe in the wake of '99 we saw you out there with your childhood accordion playing. Pia Sundhage, my players would have,
they would have
been appalled. But she belting songs at press conferences, always. The glass is always half full with her, is it not?
Tony said it. She is a very positive person, and I think that's how she likes to play her football. I think that's how she likes to coach this team, and that's how she likes to live her life. Now, there will be times in this game where things may get tense. She has relied on her coaching staff to help her with that move you talked about, putting in Cheney, moving Rapinoe wide, and she's willing to do that. She's open to those moments.
Abby Wambach has scored, as we said, in 3 consecutive games, and never more memorably than against Brazil, that match 1 week ago. And certainly a look back at a memorable game through her eyes and her words.
Just sitting there, sitting next to my seatmate, Christy Rampone, excited about the opportunities ahead. I'm thinking score a goal. I'm thinking be a leader. I'm thinking get this done. Whatever goes on in the next 90 minutes, we're going to leave it all in that field.
Lovely touch that by Carly Lloyd. For Heather O'Reilly, who's come out to the left-hand side. Beats George, plays in a good ball, and they're ahead! The United States have the lead! Cheney got something on it at the end!
I was in the back post, and I cheered like I scored. And that's the way this whole thing has been. Literally doesn't matter if I score, Pino scores, if Carly scores, if Cheney scores. Whoever is scoring that goal is giving us that chance of getting into the final.
Rampone here, the captain storming forward from defence. Rodriguez has come to the near post, and there's Abby Wambach! Oh, big opportunity, and he stays out.
We got to get a second goal. We can't have a letdown.
And a bit of space here for Louisa Nassib. That's a great ball from Nassib to Tina, who's got a chance to equalise here. Bon Pastor! Oh, how unlucky is that?
France is a splendid team. Their attacking is exciting to watch.
France do look dangerous. Wambach defending. France pushing hard. Sibu set it all up with a great pass.
We were playing it safe.
The United States taking an early lead and being pegged back.
Sometimes that's the worst part of scoring early.
French passing's really been of the highest order. Bon Pastor in! And it's crept in all the way! That's Bon Pastor's goal! And France are level!
And now France has all the confidence in the world.
The assault waves continue, and Rampone to the rescue, hasn't gone far. Bussalia blocked on the way through. These are rocky moments for the USA.
Megan Rapinoe gets subbed on the field. We put Lauren Cheney into the center of the midfield.
Here's Wambach again.
We start to take advantage of them pushing their numbers forward.
Great ball.
And counter on them.
Rapinoe. Oh, it's swerved. There's a chance for Morgan. Oh, and it's not been taken.
I think the Rapinoe substitution has helped. I think Cheney in the middle has helped.
Rapinoe looks lively since she came on and found a really good cross in there.
Cheney looks at me. She says that she sees this red in my eyes. Basically, I'm telling her, serve me the ball. my defender is face marking me, she's not looking at the ball at all, I can pull a move on my defender. If the ball's in the back post, we're going to score a goal. And sure enough, Cheney puts the ball on the back post. I make my move on my defender.
Abby Wambach again! USA ahead! And are they heading for the World Cup final with that one?
And then we celebrated like it was 2011. Obviously, getting that second goal on the corner kick was a dream come true.
Wambach with the header down towards Rapinoe, who's been terrific since she came on.
But more than that, rookie Alex Morgan, first World Cup goal.
Oh, it's a splendid goal! Alex Morgan! And surely now on the way to Frankfurt.
90 minutes, that's all it takes. If somebody were to tell me 4 months ago that you were going to be one win away from winning your first World Cup championship, I would have believed them, but I also would have been like, how could that possibly happen? And watching ourselves from the minute we lost to Mexico in qualifying to now, it's literally like we're building ourselves a legacy, one game at a time, 1 minute at a time.
The 79th minute goal against France that came just several days after the 122nd minute goal against Brazil. We approach the kickoff just over a half hour, so the great goal scorers know when their teams need it the most, and Wambach fits that bill.
No doubt. She knows how to score goals, and she's put herself into good scoring positions. Not been her best tournament yet, but there's one game left for her to play that game, and she knows that she is capable of it.
Pretty good tournament, though, and let me just say, the world, when she's on her game, the world doesn't know how to defend her. She's too strong if you put strength against her, and she's faster than you think, so right now she's not able to be defended, and that's the big question for Japan.
She is the headline offensive player, certainly for the United States, but both these sides, the USA and Japan, stories of will and really of inspiration. And the women who have graced the world stage these 3 weeks, Rebecca Lowe introduces us.
The exquisite grace of Hamare Sawa is as much a symbol of Japan as the pink flower that gives the team its nickname, the Nadeshiko. In her 5th and final World Cup, the captain has once again bloomed. The effervescence of Aya Miyama remains a constant. Her on-field intensity never diminished by her infectious love of the game. The commitment of the young goalkeeper Ayumi Kaori has made a mark, providing a calm, efficient anchor. And then there's the opportunistic Naomi Kawasumi, patiently waiting until the semi-final to make a critical contribution to this team effort.
Opportunity for Japan! And they've taken it!
For the United States, captain Christy Rampone is the only player in the final who knows what it takes to win the World Cup. The Jersey soccer mom marshals the back line with speed, with strength, and with experience. Say it as she sees it, Hope Solo is confident and fearless. Her position guarding the goal befits her name. She stands alone and gives belief to all her teammates. And for the Team USA, that belief is contagious. Lauren Cheney has looked nothing like a World Cup rookie. Peroxide catalyst Megan Rapinoe, unexpectedly dropped from the starting 11, has responded with game-winning contributions from the bench. And with great composure, Ali Krieger converted the most tension-packed penalty since 1999. As for the leave everything on the field emotion of these finals, well, it's personified by Abby Wambach. Courageous, inspiring, and quite formidable. For this soccer force, the Cup is a very personal quest, and nothing short of the shared experience of a championship celebration will be a tolerable outcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. The women who have owned the stage this month, one of them certainly will emerge. Everyone on the pitch contributes to their national side, but one is always remembered for a special moment, a goal, a play, a save, and we'll see who that will be tonight. We're in Frankfurt, inside a half hour to the kick. Two very different stories of will and inspiration. Japan and the U.S. will continue in a moment.
aren't meant to be changed.
Caesar has skills that far exceed that of a human.
They are contaminated. Put those apes down.
Rated PG-13.
You know there are germs on every surface in your mouth. But did you know those same germs can build up and form a resilient layer called biofilm? Biofilm germs are strong enough to survive daily brushing. Thankfully, there's Listerine Antiseptic. Its triple action formula goes deep to penetrate biofilm, kill germs, and protect your mouth for up to 12 hours. For a deeper clean, fight biofilm with Listerine.
What if we weren't ranked #1 in the world? Imagine there were no Mia, no Brandy, no legends to live up to. And thousands of little girls didn't look up to us. What if, for the first time, there were no pressure? Then we wouldn't have a chance.
We've been watching a lot of soccer at the office lately. Seems to be causing a rise in workplace injuries.
Setting up a goal, that's just brilliant. I just love the...
Oh! Oh, my ankle! Oh! Oh! Oh, I won't work for weeks.
John, get up.
Oh, my ankle.
He's fine.
Oh, no! My ankle! Oh.
Esurance instantly compares our car insurance rates with other top companies. With an Esurance quote, you know you're getting a great deal. Oh, you can thank our tech team for that. Sure, I'll let them know. Bye-bye.
Aha! Anything you want to share with the tech team?
Oh, I'm dating that girl in accounting.
Seriously?
Yeah, we're pretty serious.
Know if you're getting a great deal. See for yourself at Esurance. Technology when you want it, people when you don't.
Transformers are back, and so is the Bacon Cheddar Ranch Tender Crisp at Burger King. Crispy bacon, rich cheddar cheese, and creamy ranch dressing. Not even the end of the world will make you put it down. The Bacon Cheddar Ranch Tender Crisp. Get it before it's gone. See Transformers Dark of the Moon, now in theaters.
Man, you forgot your purse.
Thank you. Honesty. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
You're watching ESPN's coverage of the FIFA Women's World Cup final, Japan versus the United States, live from Frankfurt.
The pitch is in absolutely pristine condition. The roof is on, and so is the match. The USA and Japan, warm-ups for the United States. They have traveled throughout this country to get to this moment and describing them every step of the way. Ian Dark, Julie Foudy, and they've seen this U.S. national team answer the questions, losing to, of course, Sweden and then Brazil, and then, of course, France. And Ian, it brings us to this moment. There's nothing quite like a World Cup final.
There's nothing quite like it, and I tell you what, you're looking around, you can almost reach out and feel and touch this atmosphere here. Lots and lots of American flags, but I've got a feeling that the neutrals are going to be supporting Japan, Julie.
They played a brilliant move when they came out onto the field, and as they've been doing this entire World Cup, they unfurled a banner that said, "Thank you to the world for our support." And your heart just goes out for them. So they do have tremendous sentimental support, which is completely understandable. How this crowd will react to that, with the U.S. having been favored with the crowd in much of their matches, and how they come out against that will be interesting.
We're down to the nitty-gritty, though, now. The match itself. Have they got the selection right? Rapinoe in, Buehler back.
I like that. I like the change. And here's why. I like Lauren Cheney closer to goal. She's been good in front of goal. So she's one of the best forwards we have on the team in terms of holding the ball. And then you get a flank midfielder who's going to dictate the game to Japan. And the most the U.S. can do of possessing and dictating, not just being scrappy, they're going to have a better game.
Well, you've heard all the questions. The answers, Bob, are coming up very soon now.
Over 90, maybe 120 minutes. Well, the tactics of the United States and the emotion of Japan. 4 months and 6 days ago, this nation devastated by the full fury of a catastrophic national disaster. This team playing to bring some small measure of hope and happiness.
びっくりしましたね。いつも結構地震がある時とかは結構すぐ止まるんですけど、結構長い間揺れていて、しかもその揺れがすごく強かったのでちょっと怖かったです。家族が住んでいる近くだったのでパニック状態になりました。何人か亡くなってしまいました。とても悲しいですけれども、その人たちの分まで自分が楽しく生きなければいけないというふうに今は思っています。
Looking to put a smile back on the face of a nation. She scored, and Japan have the lead. A tremendous performance by the Japanese players.
励ましてか元気やパワーをもらってるっていうので、本当に自分たちのプレーで。
その中で本当に彼女たちはファイナルゲームに掴みました。ですからそれが世界ナンバーワンのチームとやれる、それはもう間違いなくですね、世界ナンバーワンを取るということの大きな証ですので、本当にそういった意味でもチャレンジしていきたいと思いますね。
So in the past few weeks in Japan, there has been something that has been in dreadfully short supply in that nation. Good news and information and inspiration on this team. Akiko Fujita of ABC News in Tokyo. What this national effort on the pitch means to the people back home.
And it's all turning right for Japan. They are through to a World Cup final for the first time in their history.
If the U.S. is considered the favorite of this World Cup, consider Japan the sentimental favorite. The team has never advanced this far on the world stage. Then again, they've never faced such big odds. The team nicknamed Nadeshiko, or Beautiful Flower, carries the weight of a country reeling. It's been 4 months since an earthquake and tsunami killed 25,000 people here and triggered a nuclear disaster. Aftershocks and radiation scares continue to rattle the Japanese. Team Japan's success has brought a welcome distraction. Local papers have published special editions celebrating the players. Stores place special orders on team jerseys to keep up with demand. They've finally given us reason to cheer again, this fan says. Along the ravaged coast of Natori, Misuzu Endo says team captain Homare Sawas inspired her to play ball again. Endo's team disbanded after their coach died in the tsunami. Their practice field turned into an evacuation center. The disasters hit close to home for players too. Defender Ayasame Shima worked at the crippled nuclear plant and played for the club owned by plant operator TEPCO. The national coach shared images of the disaster before the team upset Germany, a reminder of what they're playing for. A well-deserved celebration after so much heartache. For ESPN, Akiko Fujita of ABC News, Tokyo.
Thank you, Akiko. There's some things you just can't explain or understand, and one of them is the way Japan has played on the field and given their nation this hope.
Well, I'm going to try to explain it like this. You need the skill of a virtuoso and the heart of a lion to have done what they've accomplished so far in this World Cup. One more game, 90 minutes perhaps plus, to do it for their country.
They've created a winning formula. It's possess the ball. It's fight for everything. Fight for your country. Earn some set pieces and then turn half chances into goal. They are playing soccer. They are playing in a World Cup final, but they're playing to heal or to help heal a country.
It is an astonishing story, the way they played in eliminating Germany and then defeating Sweden. Never this far before, and certainly the emotional favorites, if not the tactical favorites, for the United States, attempting as they prepare to play in their third World Cup final to become three-time World Cup champions. They won the first World Cup 20 years ago, and then the magical summer when the cup came to America, and everything seemingly fell into place. It was a passionate, perfect storm. A sunny summer celebration that remains the standard by which the sport is judged. The 1999 U.S. national team featured women whose names resound across the years. Mia and Julie, Brandy and Bride, Michelle and Lil.
Send up the line! Rebound was clear! The ball was heading for goal!
Embraced on a rolling tide of national emotion, in front of crowds women's soccer never imagined, they flashed a style, a personality, and an excellence that produced an epic championship ending.
The United States has won the Women's World Cup.
That moment, that journey is imprinted on these current players. It forms the legacy they carry to the field today and fuels their desire to write their chapter.
I was there as just a 14-year-old kid, and it was just something that I just knew deep inside me I wanted to be part of one day. Those women were amazing. The way that the crowd looked at them was amazing, and I just wanted that to be me.
It's given away. O'Reilly! Oh! That is sensational!
I've really learned a lot from the girls of the '99 World Cup team. You got to take big risks in order to gain championships like this one.
Oh, can you believe this? Abby Wambach has saved the USA's life!
The '99 team put us on the map, but it's time to step up to that challenge. It's time to put our legacy out there. It's not about the '99 team, and to be honest, I'm tired of being compared. I do believe that if we win this World Cup, it'll be the single best moment in U.S. soccer history.
There are two stars on the jersey of the U.S. warm-up, one for each World Cup championship. They hope this evening to add a third. The closing ceremonies for this FIFA World Cup 2011 inside the stadium here in Frankfurt. About 16 minutes away from the kickoff. Volunteers have been rehearsing for several days. They will construct a geodesic soccer ball. And at the center of all of this eventually will be the World Cup trophy. And unique to women's sports as opposed to the men's World Cup, they craft a new one for each tournament, and the winner gets to take it home. And then they'll build another one for 2015 for Canada. They're watching. It's 3:30 in the morning in Yamato, Japan, south of Tokyo, the hometown of two of the players on the Japanese side. Kawasumi, who scored twice against Sweden, and Shinobu Ono, who scored against Mexico. It's a warm day in Times Square at an ESPNW viewing party. Their sentiments are obvious. San Diego, the great tradition of watching communally, maybe with a cold one in your hand at O'Brien's Pub, an official U.S. Soccer Federation watering hole. The American Outlaws have established a local chapter, and our men and women in uniform at Camp Mike Spann at Mazar-i-Sharif, Afghanistan, Task Force Bayonet of the 170th Infantry Combat Team. They are based just 2 hours from here in Baumholder, Germany. Literally around the globe, the interest waiting to see a World Cup champion crowned.
Wambach has saved the USA's life. It's been a near miracle. Abby Wambach again! And Japan have the lead!
And the equaliser has arrived for Japan! And Nadeshiko are heading towards the World Cup final against the US!
Hyundai's made a point to always shoot straight with people. And now we're asking everyday drivers to shoot straight with us. About the Sonata. Uncensored.
This would be like a really good road trip car. Ooh, road trip?
I'm 6'5". Look at the legroom.
Starts at $19,000. That is a good price.
I mean, it's comfortable too.
Oh my God!
Can we take out the Sonata again? See for yourself. Test drive the 2012 Sonata today. You can lease one for just $199 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
This
is the network, a network of possibilities. In here, the planned combination of AT&T and T-Mobile would deliver our next-generation mobile broadband experience to 55 million more Americans, many in small towns and rural communities, giving them a new choice. We'll deliver better service with thousands of new cell sites for greater access to all the things you want whenever you want them. It's the AT&T network, and what's possible in here is almost impossible to say.
It's the Super GoDaddy girls. Who's the small business owner without a domain name and a website?
It's expensive, right?
Wrong.
GoDaddy.com makes it totally affordable.
Besides, a small business without a website is like a superhero without a sidekick.
I thought you were the sidekick. Anyway, we need to teach you a lesson.
See more now at GoDaddy.com.
At Goodyear, everything we've learned making these tires